The bulk of this lesson will focus on one particular empire, that of the Han Dynasty in China. So when you go to slide 10, you will see a timeline of Chinese history. So this shows us in order the change of the dynasties. And so we have the Shang Dynasty, you have the Zhou Dynasty, and then the Zhou Dynasty collapses. And then we have, if you remember, Emperor Xin from last unit. The first emperor, he built the Great Wall. Remember, the empire collapsed after his death. And then finally, we have the Han Dynasty from 206 BCE to 220 CE. So if you have somebody that you can turn and talk to, please turn and talk about these questions. If you don't, just take a minute and pause the video and think about these three questions. So one of the big ideas for this unit is the difference between a dynasty and an empire. So as you read through these definitions, hopefully you can come to the conclusions that dynasties are the series of rulers who are from one family and have nothing to do with countries and nations. Whereas an empire, it's a large kingdom whereby the emperor or empress rules and may therefore hire representatives to assist in governance. It may have different countries and nations under its rule, whereby nations may not be close to the head of the kingdom. Okay, so thinking about the Stop and Jot question, as you study the map, what geographic features seem important to this empire? So as we look at this map of the Han Dynasty, we have many rivers that run through it, so that's an important geographic feature. You have this shading right through here that indicates mountains, and then also notice the very large coastline that is going to be important to the Han Dynasty as well. Going down to slide 14, I want to point out the city of Luoyang and how this city was on the Yellow River. If you remember back to when we were looking at just the ancient river valley systems, the Yellow River Valley civilization was very important, and many other civilizations formed or developed here. Okay, and if we look at this turn and talk question, how is this map different from the last two maps of the Han China? And then what does it tell you about the Han Empire? If you take a look of the areas that surround the dynasty, hopefully you'll notice that there are many different cultural groups of people surrounding Han China, and that the Han were surrounded by groups, and so they would have to engage with these groups either in conflict or cooperation. Okay, when we think about this turn and talk question, what's the difference across these two maps? What changed between the Qing and the Han dynasties? And then how do you think these changes took place? What might have happened? So as we're looking at these two, hopefully we can definitely tell that this area is much larger. And geography played a role in determining the extent of the Han Empire. The Han borders with mountain ranges, highland areas, deserts, and ocean curtailed the expansion, but it also provided protection.